We Say What They Can't Radio.
Welcome back to another episode of Tea with Teak. And tonight, I have some special guests here. So first of all, I'm going to welcome back my special guest co-host, Miss China.
Hello.
And to my left, I have another Duana. Go ahead, you can tell them who you are and.
Okay. What's up, Brooklyn? What's going on? Ow. So my name is Duana Marshall. Everybody knows me as Speedy. I am Miss VBA, soon to be Mrs. VBA, Visions by Angel, the brand. I am a certified event coordinator, specializing in day of wedding coordination. And I also have another brand under my belt, which is the Visions by Angel Media Group, where basically we offer brand building services to new businesses and small business owners through promotions and advertising. And then now I'm launching the next joint under my brand, my third business. I'm very excited.
Nice.
And this is going to be my online store. So now my brides will be able to shop the House of Visions Bridal Boutique.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be launching January 2019 for all of your wedding desires, all of your bridal needs, for your bridesmaids needs, if you need some pearls to wear to a wedding, or if you're being inducted into the Women's Society, or if you're just a fancy bougie bitch. Can I cuss Teak? Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yes. It's fine.
So it's coming along, and I'm here with my special guest, my bae, Al.
Al.
Hey, sis.
I'm my own brand, my own entity. I ain't got no business, but I am a business.
You business,
Okay.
babe.
Okay.
You my business. You're my blood clot business.
You understand?
All right.
Stand
That's
corrected.
always
Stand
happen late
corrected.
at night after dark, right?
Stand corrected.
I think I better change this to after dark. Somebody did tell
Teak,
me
I
that.
support
Do
it.
Tea with Teak after dark.
I support it, because we're going to be talking about some
Right?
things, girl.
I know, and of course we cannot leave out my longtime friend over here in the corner, looking like I'm waiting my turn. Yes, no.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It's Shaq.
That's right. Tell them who you are. Like, come on. Like, don't sit over and act like.
No doubt. I'm here.
And he does this. This
and
is
I
what
does
he
this.
does.
This is what you do, Shaq?
This
Yes.
is what I do. My government, I'll give you that. My name is Ron. My last name is Hayes, but my nickname is Shaq. I play basketball.
I was about to say, your name is ringing a... That's ringing a bell.
I represent that Chon City brand. I'm CEO, co-owner of Chon City Music Group,
Yes.
Chon City Media, Chon City Entertainment. You know, I'm just out here supporting Teak, and her brand. I appreciate you having me on your show.
That's right. I'm
Thank
thankful.
you. And welcome to our We Say What They Can't family.
Thank you.
Yes, Thank you.
Having us.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you guys came. I know it's a little wet outside, but anyway, I think tonight we just wanted to pretty much, I know this seems like a forever ongoing topic. Like, I don't think that this will be a topic that you will never ever bring up in a conversation amongst your friends, family, wherever you go. And it's about relationships, and we're not here to bash anyone, no
Right.
men, no women,
Right.
No bash.
not at all. I think more so what we really wanted to do is, I would say, give a little bit, uplift some women and men, give a little bit of moral support to them.
Yes.
Definitely.
And because I feel like with the, everybody always point their fingers and blame the men, and it's not all the men. It's not, I feel like it's not all the men.
It's
we
very
have our
true.
fault in a lot of things that
Yes.
that take part in relationships.
True.
But
The butt.
But,
The
well,
butt.
yeah, but the butt, right? But the butt.
I'm listening.
Yeah, because the butt has to come in, because then that's where the men come in, and
But
things
I
happen.
agree.
I'm just gonna say things happen. I'm not gonna say it's completely your
What
fault.
about the butt for the women?
You're right, but I started out with the women. I already started out saying that we are to blame. We have some fault in this.
Okay.
Okay.
We do.
No man, no woman
That's
is
right.
perfect.
No, exactly. You're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
Put
No
that
one's
out there.
perfect. No
That's
one's
right.
perfect.
Right. So and you know, it kind of baffles me when people say I'm waiting for the perfect guy or the perfect woman.
You'll
You're not
never
gonna
find
get
that.
right. You're
There's
not.
no such thing as the
I don't want the perfect man
It
Right.
doesn't exist.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
I just want somebody that's we're gonna work for each other.
And unpack each other's luggage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I come with a whole Louis load of luggage. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a carry on. I'm a overhead bin. I'm a whole lot of baggage. You know what I'm saying?
And as a man, we also come with a lot of luggage.
This is a fact.
You know, and
Yeah,
for
definitely.
a lot of you women out there that's looking for the perfect dude, sometimes you have to just work with that dude and try to groom that dude into the direction that you got to go. Vice versa, the dude got to groom you. So that way y'all both meet halfway, and then y'all can become that couple that y'all want to become. So when you search for a perfect couple, there's no such thing as search for a perfect couple.
Right.
That's the whole point of a relationship, is to build.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So you're not going to
believe that.
find nothing perfect in the beginning. You have to build first before you get to your perfect spot that fits you.
Right.
But can we kind of comment and try to see where this luggage stems from? Because I think the root of the problem is being overlooked and ignored.
I agree.
And I think that that's kind of people are engaging in relationships and things, and nobody is really putting the root of the luggage out there.
And you know something?
Right.
There's something really big about that root. Is that the root doesn't really, what I'm learning as I'm growing and getting, I don't want to say getting older, but as I'm growing and glowing and really going through those like real growing pains of life, seeing and understanding that what I go through and what somebody else may go through, they're not always the same thing. However, I'm realizing that a lot of these roots are stemming from that place of being ignored and overlooked, and there's a lot of childhood things that are being ignored and overlooked.
It's
and
generational.
Yes, and I'm finding that us is something that we're not talking about. We linking up at Thanksgiving and we drinking and we having a good time, but we're not really talking about what happened to cousin so-and-so. We haven't seen them at the last couple of family functions. This person got kidney disease. Are we talking about as a family what we need to do to take care of ourselves? What are we doing to discuss what's going on inside of me? What did my dad do to make me upset? What did this happen to me in the 3rd grade that still jumps out at me right now and affects me in my relationship right now in 2018? We're not addressing it. We're not talking about it. And I just feel like it's something that's not taught. You know, I see other cultures of people that are, quote unquote, doing what they have to do to stop those generational curses. You know what I'm saying? And it's a stigma, but we have to like literally grow past that and accept, acknowledge, and go forward. This is something that I'm dealing with. This is what I'm gonna do to deal with it.
Right.
And this is how I wanna go forward with the other people, not just in my relationship with my man, in relationships, period. My relationship with Teak as her friend, my relationship with my supervisor, my relationship with my sister, my relationship with the guy at the store, my relationship with my Uber driver, just relationships, period. Respect, I'm finding, is not the foundation anymore.
Oh, absolutely not.
This fake ass loyalty shit is really
not.
See, we about to get real, Teak, okay? Like I'm all the way there
She
with it.
right. It's the
Listen,
loyalty.
I'm for it because you are exactly right.
Like at this point in life, I feel like number one, life is way too short for us not to be keeping it real with ourselves. Fuck if somebody else is keeping it real with you.
You're right.
Who cares about that?
And nobody's keeping it real with themselves. You're absolutely right.
Right.
How can you be upset with somebody that you taught them how to treat you? You're not keeping it 100 with you, so they don't keep it 100 with you. Now all of a sudden she's a bitch and you being mixy on Facebook. For what? Stop it. Be real with you first. Take a look in the mirror and say, what's going on with me? It's something going on with me.
Right.
And I'm okay with something going on with me because I know that I'm going to accept it. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to take the steps to fix it. But we don't want to do that. We want to sulk and we want to sit and we want to...
Right, but do you think that a lot of those issues come from your relationship as growing up with your parents?
I agree totally, 100%. I can say from my own experience, I had to have a conversation with my dad you know what I'm saying, in my relationship with my daughter's father. And I was like, I have a guy in my life that loves me and I can't seem to let him.
Right.
And it's bothering me. And I want you to understand that I love you so much that I would have to forgive you for this, because I can't continue to stop myself from being loved from something that you did.
But I love the fact that you said that you know that you have a man in your life that loves you and you want him to love you, but you wasn't allowing him to. And I think a lot of us, we don't admit to that.
No.
We don't admit to that.
But it's
We
okay.
won't, and we won't
we
do
scared
it.
of love. Love is something that's really deep.
I just think that word is just thrown around.
No, yeah, people throw it around, but
You
people
know,
don't know how serious
it's
love
different
is.
meanings, to loving someone.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And I just feel like in a lot of relationships, it's not. I feel like it's more lust than love.
Now, I think so.
I believe
too.
it's more lust
Where's
than
the
love.
love?
But that's where they replace that word lust and they just call it love now. You know what I'm saying? So, but it goes back to baggage too. Like, you have to know and understand it to yourself, what is baggage to you? And get into a relationship, what are you willing to accept? A lot of us just jump into the relationships because we see the gloriness of what's going on with that person at that moment. And then we get all the way on that train and we pass the stop and we sitting there like, oh shit.
Right.
But what about those people? What about those people that stay on the train, though? What about those
Right,
people that will stay on the
This
train?
is not what I signed up for. I look at myself. I've been married 2 times over. My first marriage, my childhood sweetheart. I would accept everything under the sun because I felt like this is my only, like this is my final. We're gonna thug it out, and we was the neighborhood's Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like everybody was rooting for us, but it comes to a point where you gotta draw a line in the sandbox. Like I'm not gonna sit back and just continue to accept this, and then of course at the end. Everybody goes through hell, and then it's just like, come on, let's make this work. No, not after you drag me through the mud. So everybody has their threshold. Everybody has their line. When it's enough is enough. Flag on the plate. Like, hold on.
You're right.
So when do you come to that conclusion?
Where do you draw the line?
Right, and you feel like enough is enough. Like how far or how much do you allow yourself to go through?
With experience, like I said, I've been married 2 times over. So my next marriage, I knew, once again, flag on the play. Hold on. I've seen these signs before.
I've seen this part of the movie.
Guess
the
what?
husband.
If I dealt with his for 9 years, I can only deal, like, we're going to cut this short. I'm only going to deal with yours because I already know where this is going.
Yes.
And my next relationship, same thing. His got even shorter. It was like, shit, let's just cut this. We're not gonna even get married. We're not gonna even try this. We just gonna cut this because I already see where this is going.
Because it comes down to acceptance and tolerance.
Thank you.
Right.
Tolerance.
It's like,
and I can tolerate because I don't want anyone perfect, and I can tolerate and I can accept. And I'll even accept your childhood issues, and I'll accept your crazy.
But is it because was it because you wanted to work on those issues and they weren't ready to work on those issues?
I feel like I'm the sacrificial lamb. God has chosen me to be the woman to bring men into my life that need fixing. I don't know what it is.
I feel like that too.
You're God's man mechanic.
Yeah, I pray on it and I say, God,
I mean,
I didn't want him perfect, but I didn't want all of this either.
Right.
But I'm willing, and I'm a woman that's able to stand up and accept the challenge.
yes.
But I also
But
want
my
to say
thing is,
too,
I just need you as a man to be receptive and to acknowledge.
Could you accept that though? I mean, like, I consider myself as one of those guys because, like you said, I was married at one particular point, and she had baggage, and I knew she had baggage, and I still,
Now, what's your interpretation of baggage?
baggage means, you know what? Kids. She had her own. She had kids in the previous
Okay, because I
relationships.
had kids from my previous
Right,
marriage,
and
so-
I was with her for almost a decade.
But I don't consider
you know,
kids a baggage.
I don't consider them a baggage neither. However,
He didn't have no
you're right.
issues with my ex-husband. He didn't
Right.
have no issue. Like, we were all kumbaya.
No,
were
no,
good. We were a
you-
big, happy family.
you right, but-
my kids are respectful. They're not the kind of kids like, that's my mommy. Like, no, everybody is open
Yeah.
arms. So I never considered it to be baggage.
Right.
It was like, okay, she has kids.
Right.
Let's just come together and let's just
No,
make this
no,
work.
you're right. She had kids, and growing up in a family, that's predominantly is church oriented. You look at marriage,
Yes.
sacred. You understand what I'm saying? Like you look at marriage sacred, and that's how I looked at it at one particular point, and I got shortened out of the wrong, out of the marriage, and kids was involved in it, and she did not do it the right way where it affected me and it affected the kids that was involved.
Oh,
It took me a while, to get over it, to figure things out and move on.
right.
But as a man, I felt like I fell.
Oh, well, I felt
That's
like
a
I
very,
felt
No,
like
very
you understand what I'm saying? Like
woman.
you feel like you fell,
Yeah.
That's a very powerful
But
statement.
even when you move, right, so even when you moved on, because some men and some women
Right.
can't get past that first or that last
Right.
relationship where they was hurt for,
Yes.
and put through so much.
No,
some people really can't
listen,
move on.
Listen, love is powerful.
It is. I get that, but I want to
And
know.
I
Like,
had to channel my anger into some other things, something constructive, which
That's
was
the key right there.
weightlifting.
That's the key.
That
there.
explains
Okay.
me working out a lot.
Okay.
A lot of guys don't have that ego to channel that anger and channel
Yes.
that energy through something else.
Right.
Or they
But-
have that ego that keeps them
Right.
in that mode where they just
Right.
keep the anger, which builds that resentment, and they fry everybody else in that fish grease.
Yeah,
And as men, that's what we do. I mean, because we're so caught up on, not to cut you off, but we're so caught up on being a provider and trying to do everything right for you. But honestly, do we know what's right for you? Because we never ask
Right.
you.
right.
right.
So we never ask you, but we so caught up in our world of doing what's right,
Right.
that sometimes we got to step back and just ask, hey, babe, if this is what's going, this is what's right, this is what you want, because we end up getting into the arguments because we doing the thing that we think is right for you because we saw somebody else do this and we try to implement it in our own way, or we saw our parents back in the day do this and it worked out for them.
Right.
But
How
we,
about the ones who didn't see their parents?
the ones that didn't,
didn't see that don't know, that really like believe that chivalry is dead. Like,
But how about the ones that lived with it? That still to them, it wasn't chivalry. It wasn't to be honored. It wasn't an honorable marriage. The father was a punk. You understand what I'm saying? Because he was a man who provided and who respected his wife and allowed her to nurture and be her strength in the family. And she allowed him to be his strength in the family. What about those people who actually have that model and still opt for the fuckery? You understand? What about them? Because my thing is, it's like you said, it's about, experience. And my question to you, honestly, is how did that affect your relationship with those kids?
Well,
Because those are kids that are going to grow
yeah,
up
no.
with my kids
Right.
with those types of issues.
Right.
And they're going to come sit at my kitchen table.
Right.
And I'm going to tell my daughter, baby girl, yellow flag, sis.
Yeah, I mean,
Offensive foul.
I just try to give
Yeah.
them,
Be careful. You know what I'm saying? But as a dad,
No, but
who
as
is
a-
in
yeah,
it, you
yeah.
know what I mean? And like you said, you're channeling your anger, but how do you channel your emotion
Right.
that's attached to those children?
right.
How
Well,
do you channel
I, to be honest with you, I talk to them. We talks. Talking is very important when you have kids.
Right.
Very
Communication,
important.
period.
Yeah, communication, period.
It's
But when
very
you're going
important.
through a lot of trials and
do. You
tribulations,
need to-
when
you
kids
need
is involved, you have to talk to them. And that's one thing she didn't understand.
Right, but you have to know how to talk to them without
you have
making them
to.
feel like they picking sides.
no,
because
exactly.
And
Exactly.
making them too privy.
Right.
You know,
So-
you're right.
Sometimes
You're right.
kids that know too much are negatively
Yeah.
affected
Yeah.
by these things
Yeah.
worse than the adults. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
was
such a
more
fine
on.
line.
I was more on. They were smart.
Right.
Some kids, is naturally smart, naturally understand, certain situations. I was fortunate to have them, to sit down and I could talk to them. Even
Right.
the kids that wasn't mine, they still consider me as their dad.
Right.
you know, and they still come to me and
Yes.
still talk to me.
Yes.
You know,
Because the foundation was respect.
was right, exactly.
It was
Eh,
always
eh,
there.
exactly.
So don't feel like a failure because you contributed to laying that foundation of
Right.
respect.
Yes.
That, in my opinion, may not be enough, but it is a piece of solace.
Yes.
To take with you, to take away from that situation, knowing that the respect still resides between those children and you.
And you're right. That was always there. No matter what, you know, they
That's
always
honorable.
had that respect for me.
That's
And
definitely
I
honorable.
overlooked that. You know, I did overlook that, you know, but you
We are
absolutely
our
right.
worst
Yeah,
critic.
yeah, we are.
We are
Definitely.
our worst critic.
are.
I
Yeah.
just went through that shit this weekend, and he could tell you I was in the house. I was a mess. You know,
Yeah,
like
I had to take some shots. Boy, I had to take some shots.
You know, like
had to take-
rebranding, and you know
Right.
what I'm saying. My daughter and her father, and you know what I'm saying. Like you said, the Brady bunch and the Big Happy Family, and ideally, that's just not the case. You know what I'm saying? We're a Big Happy Family at my house.
Right.
I don't know what's going on over there with Baby's kids,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
at my
yeah,
house,
yes.
things are lovely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's still it's a balance that you have to have. And
Yeah,
it's,
you have to, you know.
it's difficult.
So what do
Yeah.
you guys think about dating?
Don't stop.
Well,
No, like-
I'm gonna answer that. I'm
Right,
gonna
let me
answer
get a
that
little bit
truthfully
more
to you.
into that.
Yeah,
Right, I want
let's
you to be
really get
truthful.
into that. This is the 21st.
As far as, like,
this is the
dating.
21st
So-
millennia,
But-
not millennia. Millennia.
Millennial.
All right, millennia.
Right. So with that being said,
But that being
with
said,
dating,
with,
like
with dating, I mean,
how do you what do you?
I don't even know how to
What do
fix
you-
myself and be like, hey, you want to go on a date?
I know.
like,
I feel
no one
it's
dates, right?
awkward to now. Huh?
I don't know
Yeah.
how to date.
I don't either. Like, come
So
on, let's go.
real
To,
I mean,
let's-
define
let's go.
dating.
I don't-
What's
so-
dating
Right. So
right now?
right. That's what I want to. That's what I want to first get
I've
to the
never
root of
dated.
dating.
We're
Me
great
either.
at
I've
it.
never dated.
We are great at
My
it.
husband, I
There's
knew
no dating. I've
from-
never dated.
I
So
was
everybody
9
asks me
years
that.
old.
Okay.
So I never dated. My second husband, I met in my teens. Actually, I knew him when I was married to my first husband.
Okay.
We ended up getting married
Okay.
my second time.
Okay.
So he was also somebody I knew
Right.
for years.
Right.
But dating it doesn't involve people who've never met.
I don't use the term
I
dating.
know that, but that's
But
the thing is
but-
now I
because
think-
people associate dating with just like
Like an
shacking up
introduction.
and sexing and all, and that's not.
No,
what
that's
it is.
not
Like,
dating. That's
I've
not
never-
dating.
I've never
Yeah.
dated. So
That's
like
what-
she
Dating
said,
is so
from like my
fun.
first relationship
I'm
of like
scared.
7 years.
because it's always been somebody that I've known.
Right, and
I
that's
stay
my
in a
relationship.
safety
That's what it
place.
was. I've been in that
Boom,
safe zone.
that's the point right there.
That's my problem.
The safety place.
I'm scared.
So you have to.
I
but
can
what
never
But
online
what
date.
is it that scares you? That this person can really see you?
Well, I ain't
Maybe because you're
The
just
last
comfortable.
person I dated was introduced from a friend of a friend.
Let me
like,
say
it's
this.
always somebody. It always has to be
Let me
like
say
a link.
this.
Right.
It can't be like somebody.
I'm
I
about
just
to drop the
randomly
bomb on
met
y'all.
somebody.
Y'all ready?
Come on.
Stop going into new situations with old expectations.
Amen.
Dead that.
Yeah,
You
you're
can't
right.
go
You-
into
you're
this
right.
new date.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, big shouts to the DJ back here. Lodge up yourself. It is so important. You cannot bring that shit with you.
Amen.
Because
You're
if the
right.
shoe was on the other foot and he brought some shit to you talking about the next bitch at this date, you would be like, excuse you.
No,
Right.
I'm not
You know,
talking
not-
about them, but
not in
it's
a
just
offensive way.
safe place. No, I'm one, and I had that issue in my last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Don't bring up the ex. Don't try to measure me up to her. Don't say. She's
But that's the
smartest
same
girl
thing.
that you ever knew.
But that's
I don't wanna
that's
hear
them
that.
indirectly doing
Right.
it. You directly doing it by not going. You got to step outside of that. Do you like to meet
I
new
get what
people?
she's saying.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
If
I
you
get what
like
she's
to
saying. Yeah.
meet new people,
Yeah.
and
I
you
do
enjoy
like to meet new
networking,
people, but
so
I
don't
would
think
meet
of it
you,
as
and we
that.
can be the best of friends.
But you don't have to be the best of
Right.
friends. A date is two or more people that are gathering to enjoy being themselves around each other in that time. That's what
true.
that's about.
Right. And I
Right
haven't-
now, me and
I
Bay is on a
haven't done
date
it.
right now.
Yeah, this is a date right here. Open mic
You
night.
know, we had a little champagne. We took a car ride together. I parked my car and got in his car. He opened the door for me. He pulled out my
Amen.
chair. He poured my
Yes.
drink. We're on a date because we're enjoying each other's company at the same time.
But that's why I don't use the term date. I just
Yes.
like to say.
Oh, okay.
I like to say have fun.
Yes.
Right.
Right,
Yes.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Have fun
Yes.
with who you out with.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like dating, dating nowadays, people look at it as, yo, I'm with shorty and I'm gonna bang and this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You know what I'm saying? That's to them. That's what but dating is having fun.
And you're supposed to like date multiple people to see,
exactly.
you know,
You're supposed
to
to-
get to know one another.
Not
You're
just
supposed
that, but it's something so
So my
important
issue is
about
I get
dating.
to one person and I like them and I just stop. And that's
But do
just
you know
it.
what? You know what that's doing? That's
Like, I'm
making
done.
you. That's
I'm not
making
even
you.
dating.
That's
I
making
Gotta
you
keep
one
up with
way.
multiple
And that's what I am.
So my
Because
thing
what
is-
dating does is it allows you to learn so much more about yourself by interacting with other people.
And that's what I
A
don't do. I
variety
when I
of
get to
other
that
people.
one person that I like, that's it. I cut everything else
But
off.
how
and my
do you know
focus
that you
and my-
like him?
So
Like,
where are
like
we
them,
supposed to go?
Whatever.
So how about
Where are we supposed
so
to go?
how about we do this?
I'm about to drop another bomb.
How
Hold
about
on,
we do
baby.
this?
Ready for
Instead
this
of-
one?
Can we dropping clues?
I'm about to drop the next bomb.
Drop
DJ,
the
you
bomb.
ready right now? Let me get a little
Drop the
closer.
bomb.
Okay.
Yes, get a little closer
Okay.
because we listening.
You said where do you have to go to find him?
Yes.
Nowhere.
No, not to find
Hold
but
on.
just-
Nowhere. You are to be found.
Oh, of course.
Ain't nothing. Period.
Well, we
Drop
seen
the bomb, DJ. You are to be found. That's why you can't find him because you keep moving. You're supposed to be still and working on you so that when he finds you, you are that diamond that you always knew you was, and you've been polishing your shit off. So when he found you, he like, oh, hold up, nigga.
But when you stay still and the one
But I
that
thought
finds
he
you,
found me,
Right.
and
find
I was
itself.
still for years.
But what was you doing in that time? Was you grooming yourself? Was you loving yourself? Was you shedding those layers of things that have been holding you down in the past? You know what I'm saying? But this is what we not do. You know what I mean? We're not taking time for self-love. You know,
Right.
it's so important.
You're right. You're
It's
absolutely
so
right.
important. I just said to him this weekend, I was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, babe. Between going to class and planning a wedding,
Right.
and Taylor's 5 and freaking Secret Santa and just us and helping my family do the certain things and my business is growing.
Right.
I need a fucking break. Sorry. And he was like, well, I'll leave for like an hour, and I was like, no, that's not what I mean.
Well, can I ask
Don't
all of y'all
I
a
need
question?
to second.
I've been doing some homework. You
Okay,
know, I do
okay.
my research.
All right, you did some
we
I
research.
do my research.
Thank you.
Okay?
I'm glad I'm not the only one here.
yeah,
with
you're
some
not the only
paper
one.
And, you know, questions and
They say about 75% of New Yorkers that has a smartphone has a dating app on their phone. Okay.
I mean,
I don't
I'm
have
in that
one.
20. What
All
would
right,
you say?
all right, now by saying
I'm
that,
in that
what are your-
25%.
What are your thoughts about using a dating app? to
Facebook
find
is a
somebody
dating
to
app.
date?
1,000% has a dating app. 'cause he
mean,
got
I don't know.
Facebook.
I'm
It's
a
a new
little-
millennium. This
Instagram
is
is
a
a
new.
dating app.
It's nothing but
It's a dating
technology now. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
people are using different methods. You know, to find love. Even you can find a friend, to find anything that's with a relationship. So, I mean, you can't be mad at somebody that's using a dating app.
I would
to
never
find
be
somebody.
upset with that, but I would ask them, what app did they download that teaches them how to love them? Hit the bomb,
Nah,
DJ.
yeah, I get that.
You understand what I'm saying? Because there's no way
Listen.
all of these broken people are out here looking
Right.
and conversing and congregating amongst each
And
other's
still
broken
broken.
asses and then getting with each other's broken asses and then wondering why y'all keep walking into a room full of pieces on the ground. You got to take a few seconds to put your ass together.
Right.
No.
Shit, I know I am.
What
You're
about
right.
people?
Stigma number 1,000. We are all broken.
Right.
As put together as I look, I'm broken as shit.
He works in mysterious
know,
ways.
he
'cause, Boy, he
does.
brought you
Yeah.
here for a reason. 'Cause
Yes.
You gotta teach me some things.
You know what
But
it
you know, I've
is?
never. This is the first time in my adult years that I've been single.
So it's different.
Oh, it's different.
It's
So
very
I'm kind
different.
of going. I have
it's
my
unfamiliar.
my moments.
Okay. What is it teaching you about you in those moments? What are you learning about yourself in those moments? Because those are the things that's going to really make
She
you
don't
prepared
sit
for when he
still
comes.
enough.
Right. I probably
she
don't
don't sit still enough to learn
to.
nothing about her.
Just a few. And the funny
I'm
thing
one
is,
friend who's
I had
honest
to.
with her. I tell her all the time she spread herself too thin. As y'all can see tonight, what happened, the miscommunication.
Yes.
It's
I
just
know.
like sit
Yeah.
down.
I had to learn the
Well,
hard way. They
I'm
called me
pretty
Speedy
sure
for
a lot of
years.
guys come at you. So what is your take on that? Like, I mean, how do you approach with about 5-10 guys coming at you every day? You know, how do you stop? Well, I'm not going to say stop that, but how do you
5-10?
keep it? It's more. It's more.
The bomb, DJ.
It's more. or that DM is crazy, so maybe they in the DM, you know. But
I don't even.
They lurking.
I have a lot of like. Eventually, the DMs that you don't reply to or that you don't accept
edge
the
out. They
request,
phase out.
Yeah,
they phase out. Right.
And they pretty much.
I'm a firm
I
believer.
leave them. I don't because everybody says the same thing. Hi, gorgeous. Like it's just the same thing. And to me, it's like, why you? What you want?
Listen, I'm a firm believer. It is
I don't-
not what people call you. It is what you answer to. Period.
I like that.
It's not what people call you. It's what you answer. Everything can't make me turn my neck and turn around and ask what you said or who was that or none of that shit. You could call me by my name.
Right.
Hey,
And I might not even answer you.
Right.
Because you gotta have that discernment. You know what I'm saying? You have to walk with that and that grain of substance every day, sustenance that makes you say, no, I'm not picking up that bullshit. I'm not doing
Right.
that.
So sometimes, like, to even answer your question, it's like, on one hand, it's like, in my mind, it's like, okay, he's just like the rest of them. So, like, so I'm really not trying. I'm not interested in really talking. I'm not going to be rude. I'll say hi.
Right. See,
Like,
that,
if somebody's
that's what I
approaching
wanted
me,
to hear
like,
right
not,
there. That
not the DM thing.
You acknowledge it.
Yeah,
and you're
I'm not even
too-
talking about the DM thing,
Right.
but I'm just speaking like if someone like just approaches me outside or
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean I speak, I say hi.
Right.
I'm not giving my number out to any and everybody.
Right. No, you're not supposed
But
to.
I do have issues like my trust issues, and I do at some point I'll build my wall up, and it takes a minute to break it back, you know, to break it down to let somebody in.
Right.
So a lot of times it's like I'm just like I'm keeping it at a distance. It's
Right.
like hi, and even though I think what happens too is because I've become focused on one person, even like in the fact that I'm not in a relationship, but just having a friend or being focused on that person, it kind of takes away from anybody else. And that's my issue. And I'm trying to kind of figure out like, how do I get around that? Because if I'm not in a relationship
Right.
with that person, we're just friends. But even though I like him a lot and I care about him, I still know that I need to like branch off
Right.
and date and see other people. You know, that doesn't mean sleep with anybody, but just to just pretty much just to converse with
One
other
of-
people.
one of-
And I
amongst
have
other
a
people's
like
company.
I don't do it because in my
Right.
mind it's like I got a one track mind. It's like I'm focused on this person, and that's just it. I
But
don't
the
see
question
me
is,
in there.
when is the one track focus on you?
peace be
Wow.
still. Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, before we go any further,
Right.
I'm sure we all know where this whole conversation stemmed from. One day I sent my lovely friend a video because this viral video went crazy on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere I
Right.
turned.
Yes.
I saw comments, I saw hell knows, I saw yeah, girl, he talking, and I said, okay, it seems to be a
Right.
skill.
It's a
tipping
conversation
as
piece.
far- yeah, this is a conversation piece. So basically, we know Pastor Gray, his name is? Yeah, Pastor Gray. He went on a talk show, I think it's Sister Circle.
Circles,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
And he went on talking about his wife. And he made references as to say that his wife is a cult and she's a lid. And she's endured more pain in their marriage than birthing their 2 children. And
As a coat.
as a cult, and he had to fit into her, and yeah, she covered him, and now she deserves everything, the silver and gold, diamonds and pearls, and to be praised and uplifted. So my question is to our 2 gentlemen. Basically,
Yes, gentlemen, please. Let's talk up right here because
let's
All right,
talk about it.
Right.
Let's
So,
talk about that for a minute.
Me, like I said, I've been married before, so I kind of understand biblically what
What
he's
he meant.
talking about, right? What he meant. And I've even had conversations with people who are still in the, heavy in the church, as far as what he meant. But my thing with that was, and I'm not swaying yay or nay. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. Some of the stuff I understood, and some of the stuff I was like hell to the no. But my only question is, as men, is that a expectation for? Look, I'm coming with this baggage, and I expect for her
To be my coat.
To be my coat. To be
Yeah,
my
I'm
lid.
gonna put you through,
put you through
hell and back.
And I expect for you to just do it. Now I understand the
Because at the end, you're gonna get
marriage.
married out of it, right? You're gonna get a marriage out of it.
Right,
So-
and there are marriage and relationships that go through
Right.
ups and downs, and nothing is supposed to be a walk in the park, and nothing is supposed to be perfect, and I understand all of that, and I'm willing to rumble in the jungle with you, and we're gonna get this right. But I just want it to be clear that you don't expect for me to just accept this.
To answer your question, me and you gonna be out. We're not even dealing with that shit. That's number one. That's number one. We already know the fact. Like what? We out of here. Fuck out of here. But on a serious note, though, I had a family member, really close family member, and she sort of went through a situation like that, and from married twice from the same guy who in and out of jail constantly. I mean, Jesus. big time jail too. I'm talking about Fed jails and NSA jail and shit like that. Big numbers. And
Federale.
he come home, had a baby by somebody else.
Wow.
And they still end up together.
And they still end up together.
Got married and still end up together. And she accepted that baby.
But she wasn't a coach. She was a doormat.
No.
Ooh.
I call that love. I call that love.
That is love.
That's love. And
That's what I can do.
I want to.
No, that's some powerful love. But some people, some couples go through that. Like what you said with the pastor. Some of them go through that. You know, I come from a predominantly church family on my mother's side and my father's side. And my father's side, the church is crazy, and they go through stuff like that.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah. So,
But I want to.
DJ, drop the biggest bomb you got.
You know,
because that is an untouched topic about what's going on
listen,
in the cathedral.
It's a lot. You know?
From the pulpit to the door.
But that's
and it's stemming and it's creating a really bad.
But that's like you haven't listened or did you read Sarah
Jakes'
I
have not as yet.
her book?
No.
Right. You got to read it.
You got to. Okay.
We read it.
Okay.
It was really good.
All right.
But I also want to touch on
and
that
that's
too.
pretty much what she touched.
And she
like,
touched base about the topics like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she didn't have a walk in the park. Her life wasn't a walk in the park either, you know.
But where's the
I mean, as
solution,
far
though?
as like with the right.
That's the
well,
thing.
you gotta
It's
read
no
the book.
solution.
You know what I'm saying?
It's no solution.
No, but at the end, she made things work for her. She had to take a step back. Like she started out young with having her baby,
Right.
being married young. You know, she had to go through things like that in her relationships in her life as a woman that we probably sit back and don't think that she went through.
Right.
But she's human just like us. Yeah. And she went through
But
that.
I also want to touch on that too.
The church
because he's
teaches
saying,
us
right.
to be doormats. Okay. Sorry,
That's what they said.
Everything.
Oh my God.
Yes, Sharon.
I want to touch on that too because he said that's love. I kind of disagree with that.
I
being love.
disagree too. That's not love.
As a man, I kind of disagree with that being. I kind of think that's acceptance, and that's just the comfort of the relationship. So I don't think it's love. I think it's the comfortability of that person being there and her knowing that person for that long, and
That's
not
correct.
wanting to branch
I
out.
can
to
agree
some,
with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
not wanting
Yeah.
to branch out to somebody that really would love her.
Right. I can agree.
It's
with
the
that.
same detriment.
Now,
Scared of unfamiliar
Scared of unfamiliar
territory.
Yes.
territory.
Yeah.
But that's what dating does too.
so I'm
You know
like
what I'm saying?
I'm no expert
So what
on
about
love.
the free
Right.
person?
And I like to learn as I go. Now, things come across through the church, and this is where we learn our love from. Those that say that we're deeply in church. We learn our love from basically what we see in church and what our parents put us to in church.
Right.
But old school coming up was about male chauvinism.
Definitely. Yeah. See,
It was about the man
That's exactly
coming
hit
to
it right
the
on
woman
nose. Yeah.
and saying, "This is what you have to accept."
Yeah. Could
But-
y'all ladies accept something like
but
that? If
that's
a guy
wrong.
was to come to y'all like that, like, listen, this is what it is. You're gonna deal with the shit, and that's it.
No, I mean, well, it
Can y'all
depends
do-
on
All
what.
about the delivery.
Right.
I agree.
About the delivery.
I agree.
Right.
You're not gonna demand me to do something. A request I can oblige.
Right.
You can
But
tell
you're
me
gonna
you hungry, But you ain't gonna tell me if I'm cooking
Right.
chicken,
Right.
you want smothered pork chops. Like, no.
No, we ain't gonna do that now.
You gotta get you gotta eat them smothered pork chops another day.
Yeah. You're gonna get those on
But
Thursday.
today you gonna eat this chicken. I don't
That's
know.
right. And the way I'm feeling, I don't feel like cooking dinner, so we're gonna eat
You're not gonna come with
Popeyes.
no list of demands. But if that were to happen, and this is my husband, and
Right.
this is the circumstances, I take you for better or for worse. I'm gonna go ahead and pray on it, and if we can make it work,
Make it
But
work.
you have to work.
But is the respect compromised though?
You have to.
But
you
a
have
baby, bringing a baby home in the middle, I don't know. I mean, I know we worked through like the cheating, but a baby, I couldn't do it.
You have-
And you know
you
what?
have
Let
to
me
get
tell you
to
why.
it.
But let me tell you why I couldn't do it, because I haven't had it completely done to me. So what happened is with my ex, we had already broken up. But in the midst of us breaking up, probably 4 months into us like separated, not together, I learned that he had a baby on the way. Right. So that means that this baby was conceived right before,
Yes.
while we were still together.
Yes.
Even though our shit was like falling apart anyway, but we still was together.
It was a child.
So
There's an
now
intimacy
him
there.
trying to like come back, at that point to come back, it was like, I can't do it.
Deal breaker.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's I can't. I don't. You went and had
But
a
my thing
baby,
is, can you come
and I
with me?
can't.
Be
No, I
honest.
can't.
Don't let me find out as a secret.
Boom. Drop
you
the bomb,
gotta be-
DJ. Drop the
I
bomb.
secret or not, I don't
That's
know,
secret
because I
shit.
can't. The baby is innocent. I will never ever dislike or
But
hate
the,
a baby.
but the
I
respect is
cannot-
there
I
in the
can't
honesty.
do
You know
it.
why? Because
I'm not
the
even saying
honesty.
lie to you. I can't do
but
it.
the honesty allows you to have your choice. The dishonesty takes your choice away. The honesty allows you to say, I can't do it.
Right.
The dishonesty doesn't have you thinking that you need to make a choice. It doesn't have you thinking that you need to choose you because there's third and fourth parties. You don't know that. So that honesty that some people say, oh, I can't take, you need that shit. It's the most important key to you choosing you when you have to. That's important. So if you're not making people be honest with you, you are putting your own ass on the line. And you'll never choose you. You'll always be choosing that part, okay? Drop the bomb.
But that may work for somebody else though. Somebody else may take their husband or man back, and they had a baby on them. They may take them back, and whatever works for them, that works for
And
them.
if that works
there's a
for
lot of
them,
people that
the
do
Brady Bunch,
I
then
can't
that
do
Do
works.
that back in the old days all the time.
My soft emotional ass, I can't do it. I don't.
No,
I
you
can't
know,
do it.
I agree with you too.
Papa Joe went
I agree with you 100%.
outside.
You know,
Because that's gonna
I-
always be in my mind.
But it's
and I'm
a
gonna look at
time
I gotta
you
look at
just
this
gonna have to
baby.
let it go. Cause
Yeah.
listen, cause I go through that. I go pick up my own kids, and sometimes they come down with their brother and their brother, and I buy my kids a bunch from the store, and he's
But
there
it's
like.
the difference between you.
gotta buy
No.
them.
So I
It's
have
the
to buy
difference-
him
Let's talk about
But
something.
that,
that's
though.
the difference
Let's
that
talk
you
about
came
this.
into a relationship with the kids. I'm talking about this baby came from.
See-
Fuck, she come from. Not
Right.
to say it like that, but this baby
No, I get what
wasn't
you mean.
here
Right.
almost 3 years when me and him was together. I know about this baby,
Right.
the
Because it
first
makes you-
baby, but that other baby just came pop
It
out of
makes you
nowhere. Like,
question the actual
no, that ain't the
intensity
question. He cheated.
of-
Like, it was nothing. Oh,
But that's what I'm saying. It
Oh.
really, when it comes to the accepting the baby, it makes you really question, like, what am I really accepting? Is it just this baby, or am I accepting that I will accept anything? What kind of tone am I setting for other people? They only gonna bring to me what the fuck I let them. You might be able to bring me, a bacon cheeseburger with pickles on it, even though I said no pickles. You can't bring me a pick-me. You lost your mind on that one.
You got to know what you
I'm
want to
saying?
accept.
You gotta know.
Well, I feel that a baby, that's like the extreme.
I
I'm
do,
talking
I
about
do,
the
I
first
do.
level stuff. The baby is like up here. How about this
But it's
regular
real.
everyday?
But you can't. But let's not only focus on regular, because this shit happens, and people, they are married
It
or are
does.
in relationships, and they have their partners that cheat on them.
But I
And
wanna-
then
tell you something.
women do
But I
it
wanna-
too.
but I
Women
wanna-
do
I
it
wanna-
too.
I wanna also say,
but I feel like
it
when the
starts
woman
from the regular stuff.
right? But when the woman cheats,
When you let the regular stuff happen, the higher stuff
so
happens.
but why is it that when and I hate to
And that's
do
men
this,
and women.
But when women cheat, I cheat on my man. I
It's
wind
a
up getting
burial.
pregnant.
It's a burial.
But
it's
I
a
keep my
funeral.
baby. Whether I keep my baby, because I probably think it's his, but it comes out that it's not even his. It's his baby. It's somebody else's baby. But you already know where that's gonna go, right? He's gone. He's out the door. I'm the worst thing in the world. He done bash me and trash me all through the hood, through social media, everywhere. But if he did it, then it's almost like, babe, you gotta accept this shit.
So, gentlemen,
you pretty much want me to eat. You want me to eat that shit, suck it up, take it like a woman,
talk the things them.
No,
and stay with you while you have this baby from outside.
No, you're not supposed to. You know,
no, you're not supposed to. But a lot of people do it.
Are you dealing with a man or a pimp?
What you mean supposed to?
Are you dealing with a man or a pimp?
They can't take what they get.
A lot of people
Caribbean gotta come out. What you mean supposed to?
Right. Well, men can't take when women cheat because the minute you cheat, they done. They going, they out the door, and if they don't leave right then and there, eventually they do within a short period of time. But women, we will stay to the very bitter end. It could be years in, and you will stay after one cheat, after another cheat, after another cheat.
That's because
men, the first one they done, they going, they out of here.
Because men don't have a problem with choosing them. They stick to what they can accept and they stick to what they can tolerate.
Their egos
we budge. They don't.
Yeah.
And we gotta get like that.
Their egos make them self-censored.
But then if we get like that, then it's like, oh, you trying to be the one. You trying to be a man, right? So it's like if we get like that, it's still like it's always a no-win situation. Like,
no, it's a win. When you choose you will always win. Choose you. Men do it.
Because women cheat.
You're right. Because men sure choose them.
They do. Because I'm gonna tell
you
right
now. And they do whatever works for them, and that's it.
Boom. Because all they need is a visual of a man train pulling into your station, and he don't want you no more. She could know what it looked like. She could have had it in her mouth. She could have put it in her butt, and he gonna come and get and lay in the bed next to your ass and talk about, babe, what we doing tomorrow? What? And she supposed to say, okay, and accept.
She right too.
Suck your dirty bumper clot. Make a wish.
She right.
Wish. If she come home even smelling like a little bit of the spray that they sprayed in Macy's walking through the men's section. She's a slut, she's a whore, and she's done all type of things, and he's walking out, he about to go do him. And when he come back, she better be there. Why do her black ass be there?
It's a number of reasons why she did.
Talk the things right. Talk up, man.
It's a number of reasons.
It's a man in the room. I want to know why.
It's a number of reasons why she did.
Why are some women there?
Why are they there?
It's a number of reasons.
Why is all of this stuff rampant going on in these relationships, and these women are still there?
Wow.
And I had to ask somebody, and she told me, because I need somebody to help me pay the bills.
Okay.
I said,
but now if hold on. Now if she's being, but now you know what that was? That was her being what? True to herself.
Yeah, she's
that was
ignorant.
That was her being honest with herself, saying that
she's ignorant.
I mean, there's a level of ignorance there.
Right, but she was being
truthful though.
She knew that she needed help with them bills, so that's why she accepted it.
And if she can say that in that acceptance, she can put a cap on her emotional tolerance. Because she knows that there's a necessity there. That bitch is she got superpowers to do stuff like that. You gotta honor somebody like that. Who can say, I'm gonna bust my ass and grind to get financially stable, but until then, I gotta protect my emotions.
Hold on.
Because I gotta thug this out right now.
Hold on. Now, as I said in the beginning, I was married, and I know what it is to say, you know what? When I get my shit right, I'm out.
I do too.
I packed up my whole
I do too.
I got the hell on. But I'm not gonna be that woman that stays there year after year after year.
But I do know what it's like. I do want to know what it's like being in a situation where you can't quite make a move right then and there. And you got to have a plan. You got to start to plan. And then when it comes time for you to make your move.
I packed up my half of the walk-in closet and I moved in the other guest
No,
bedroom.
sir. No. Me will never come out of my place, sir. Me put the fucker right out. Excuse you. This is my things.
We're never going to put you out.
Take up all of your something and come out of my yard. Why should I have to pack up my daughter?
Wait,
you understand what I'm saying? Why should I have to pack up my baby out of her room, out of her comfortability, out of her everything that she used to? because I'm choosing me. I'm choosing you, motherfucker.
Right.
I choose me and my domicile and every rascal thing will come with it. You can take a little TV
But to have a plan, you gotta
and your
have
little
self-love.
iron and go about your
Right.
business.
I needed
You absolutely
my,
do.
I needed my,
And
You do.
you about to hit it. You needed your peace.
My peace.
You needed your
I needed
peace.
my peace.
And in
I
some
was living in another
situations,
state. I
there's
was away
levels.
from family. I was away from
Yes,
friends.
understood.
I said, you know what? I pack up everything that put it in
And
the
gone.
car.
Whatever
And
you can
sometimes
stuff in there, right?
Sometimes you have to do that when the level of intensity of peace is there.
Yes.
You got
Gotta
level
swallow
1
that
peace, you got
pride.
level 4.
Yes, you do.
Boom. Hit the bomb, DJ.
swallow
Boom.
that pride.
Pride. Pride is out here, got niggas tripping out here. People too prideful just to pick up the phone and say, I think we had a miscommunication about something.
that
Pride is
pride.
out here having people killing each other, stealing from them, blocking people, doing all types of dumb shit, and just blocking the communication. Pride. Seriously? Pride is coming in like a clasp on a bracelet, blocking shit. No. Free up.
Sometimes you
Free
gotta,
up the players.
you gotta swallow
You know
that.
in Pandora they have the little clasp them where you put on the bracelet and it don't make nothing move. Yeah. Sometimes they put a little stopper charm. A stopper charm. Stopper charm. Stopper charm. They put a little stopper charm. And like you said, what is it? The wall.
The wall.
You put a stopper charm, aka
that's
the
what I
wall.
do.
The
Yeah.
wall.
Either to seal and protect or to block out because you know business. But what are you doing in that meantime? You got to love upon you.
Of course.
You got to love upon you. Because it's not fair to a person that may have been loving upon themselves to build themselves up because they know that God made a person for them. And then they come across your path and it's like, oh shit, God, that's you? Wait a minute. I think I might have stumbled across the one. Wait. I've been doing my due diligence, while I've been marking time, getting my shit ready. And this look like he could be Prince or Princess Charming. Okay. And then they open their mouth and skunk things fall out. And you like, motherfucker. But then you got that person, like John Gray said, who he found a coat that he had to grow into. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Right, but
that's
look,
why
she
it's an
also-
understanding
Listen,
somewhere
because
there.
Janine, but she also saw potential in him.
Right. She sowed a seed there.
Right.
And she was not about to have somebody else come
Exactly.
and harvest. However,
So
remember how you said earlier how you feel like it was God made it so that guys can come into your life and you can get them right, and then it's like, whew, let me get my ass out of here. Sometimes it's like that. Right. Sometimes you're brought in connection with people just so that you can fulfill your purpose and have it manifest through somebody else. It doesn't mean that all of your keys and your jewels are within, you possess them. Sometimes you got to go through certain things in certain situations. That's it.
how
But
do
you have
get
to
the guy-
choose.
Right.
How do you get that person in your life that you help them grow, and then they bounce after you help them grow?
Oh, that's the whole like.
That's a whole nother level right there. Yeah.
Because I just
I
read
did
a
it.
comment that said, and we're referencing back to Pastor Gray, that his wife said that she stayed with him because she saw greatness in him. And my thing is, in being the sacrificial lamb, after you done tore me through the mud and I done put up with everything, I'm human still.
Yes.
So now I'm
Right.
tainted.
Yeah.
I'm like, I done dealt with. So now I say, we gonna make this work. But any little thing you do
Right.
is gonna send me off now.
I was there. And I literally, some people said to me, how could you have walked away from that relationship you was in when you did so much to build him up?
It's okay.
I said, it's okay.
I'll take that
I
L.
said, you know
I
why?
said that
It's
I
not
will
an L.
take that
Oh,
L.
it'll never be an L.
Well,
That's
right.
never L. You know why? That's victory. You know why? Number one, that person wasn't just somebody that I dated. That person was my child's father.
Mine
Right.
too.
That was an investment in my daughter's future.
Okay.
Right.
So that he could be somebody who have a sound mind,
Amen.
who can be financially secure for
Right.
himself,
Hello.
and who can be emotionally stable and mentally stable to teach and
Right,
groom
right.
and grow our child.
Exactly.
So, but if we grew apart, I can accept that. I'm not gonna tolerate us growing apart and then sticking around because I built your ass up and I don't want nobody else to benefit from what I built.
no,
Nah,
no.
nigga, you bugging.
But you gotta
I want her to
understand.
Benefit,
I want her to
sis.
benefit.
Benefit like a
Right.
fucking
High-five.
benefit
But you
like
gotta
a snap
understand.
bitch.
You gotta
Benefit
understand
like the
where
snap
and when
bitch.
did you grow apart?
We grew apart a long time ago.
But no, a lot of people don't know
Right.
that they grew apart.
It's true.
No,
So
I
they
do know
still
that.
sit-
That I can say within my kids' fault, like in that relationship, I knew when I grew apart.
When you grew apart.
I did
But
know.
were you able to really make the move at the same time when you knew, or did you have to take time and plan and then
Well,
go?
I took time only because I was younger, so it was more so like, let me stay because
You gotta get yourself together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't even because of that. I was going
Yeah.
home, going back to my parents' house.
Okay.
That was
See, my
it.
situation was different. My
That was
parents,
it.
my parents have passed.
So I knew
and they passed
it-
back
right.
to back recently.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it was something that I couldn't do. You know, and my mother taught me.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, shouts to my fucking mother.
Shout out to my man.
Rest in peace to my mother and my father. Boom. That's
Definitely,
number
definitely.
one. Shouts to my mother because she taught me how to live without her. I never understood it until I really got older,
That's
until I
deep,
became a mother.
because
Drop the
no
bomb,
one
DJ.
teaches
They don't
their
teach
kids
you how to
that.
live without them.
They don't.
And I see a lot of people who, like what you just said, I was going back to my mother's house. That wasn't my scenario. My scenario was, it ain't
Because
no
I
going
didn't
to my
know
mother's
how-
house, it ain't no going to granny
right.
house, ain't going to. If I leave here, I have to be able to go and be where I got to be with my baby. It's not just me. So once I got to my point in my place, where I was like, yeah, I'm all the way ready. And he came in with the fuckery, I said, see your way out the terrace. Take up all of your things and come out.
And then she bought me some flowers.
I mean, you know. I told you know I got my cousin is here.
Can we
All
like
this
really quick
time.
before we go? Yeah, very late though. Don't worry about it. But quickly before we go,
Shouts to my
Can each
fucking
one
Trinity
of us
Rasser. My
share-
cousin is here. Sorry, my bad.
can we share like at least one or two qualities that we would like to find in our mate or soulmate or? And it
yeah.
doesn't have to be nothing crazy. Like, I want to see if it's just, you know, I want to hear what y'all have to say, honestly. Because people, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I would like
sometimes don't know what they want.
I would like to have a conversation, as an intellectual conversation on my level. You know, I'm not going to be.
Right.
I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of females don't know how to talk, and they say that about guys. I mean,
Drop the
I'm
bomb,
around.
DJ.
I'm around a lot of women in the entertainment business, and they don't even know how to hold a conversation.
Wow. So yours would be communication.
So I would like communication, and I also feel trust plays a part as well.
That's number one.
You know, that's always going to be number one.
How about you?
Definitely communication. I'm a blabbermouth. I like to talk. I like to talk about what's going on. I like to talk about the news. I like to talk about what's going on in Israel. I like to
Yes.
talk about everything.
That's a good thing. That's
At work,
great.
I'm
Right.
CNN stay on. I'm like, what the hell are they?
Yes.
I like to talk. I like to come home and talk. I like to have fun. I want someone that has a sense of humor. That's not so uptight.
Yes.
Right.
I feel like in life I have misunderstood being quiet as
Being standoffish or
no, I think that I took it as the person was just quiet, but he didn't know how to communicate. Like, I was thinking that he's just quiet, he's just shy. No. His ass can't fucking talk.
So that's pretty much the same thing. How about you?
Well, I want to say, take time. I like to take time with each other and experience not just being in a house with one another. Just go someplace and enjoy each other, enjoying each other. I think that's key. And I think once you can enjoy each other, that will lead to communication. That will lead to trust. You know, and that will lead to everything else.
That's right.
But I would say don't look at the relationship as it's something that you have to do, because it's not something that you have to do.
Right. It should be something that
It's
you
something
want to
that
do.
you want to do and something that you enjoy doing.
Correct. Absolutely.
And that's why I say enjoy each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then trust and all that will follow in. So for me, I guess enjoying each other.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
you last but not least.
For me, I would say you have to be with somebody that you can be unapologetically you.
Right.
Period.
That's
Hey, yo, DJ, she keep dropping these damn
Oh,
bombs.
I don't know. I think she need a show or something. I don't know. You
I think
that's
I need
what
to
it
come
is?
back,
Yeah,
Teak.
Y'all gonna have to set up a show
back
called
because
Quotes with Dewana.
Our time is like up, and we
I'm
still have
all
so
the
much
way
to
with
cover.
it.
But
No, we
it's
coming
like,
back.
Don't
We're
worry about
coming
it.
back.
You're more than welcome.
I
Definitely,
say
I'm open to
be unapologetically you. My thing is, I want to be able to be glammed up. I want to be able to be thugged out in my Timbs and in my sweats. I want to be able to go to the batting range or throw an axe, and I want to be able to sit down and have a very lovely dinner at a white tablecloth, and you be able to use your knife and your fork. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And I can be bougie when I feel like. I can be clatchet when I feel like. I could be ratchet. I could be Miss Visions by Angel. I could be Miss Talk the Things
So
Done when I
that's-
feel like. You know, I want to be able to be me.
Right. So I think we all
Unapologetically.
pretty much want the same thing: communication, trust, and just to have somebody that we're gonna enjoy each other's time,
Yes.
to be able to be ourselves, and just be real with each other.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And like you said, then trust and love and everything else falls into place.
Yeah.
So,
And drink a couple of drinks and all you will
Hold
get
a drink,
along.
man.
Trust.
Hold a drink and hold your corner.
Just hold a shot. Hold a shot of something and then
And
you
go
will
and
get along.
Go and bowl your girl. Go and bowl your
but I
girl.
really, really appreciate you guys.
Thank you for
coming
having
out.
We appreciate coming out.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank
so
you
I
for
gotta grab
having
y'all and have y'all a
Listen.
little bit, a little more often, right?
Of
So-
course.
Yeah,
Again,
definitely,
of
definitely.
course.
I mean, I got tons of conversations.
This is what I'm saying, Shaq. This was
I got
so
a degree in
fun.
sociology. I can keep going
I like
that.
that.
Oh, snap. He done
I
pulled
go-
out the
I- I-
degree.
I
He
go
done
all day
pulled
with
out
this.
the degree.
I go all
That's
day.
Bay.
Real quick, tell your followers, my followers, everybody, where they can find you.
Oh,
and your
yes.
new line that
Yes.
you
So I am Miss VBA, soon to be Mrs. VBA, Miss Visions by Angel, the brand. I represent event coordinating and hosting. I am a certified day of wedding coordinator. I also do Visions by Angel, the brand, the media group, which basically specializes in small business branding and promotions. And now I'm launching House of Visions Bridal Boutique, which will be carrying bridal jewelry, wedding accessories, engagement gear, and will then be opening the House of Visions Men, featuring a special line by Bay. Ow.
Okay.
So you can find me on Instagram, Visions by Angel the brand. You can find me. My personal Instagram is Chica Bonita 2. You can catch me on Facebook too at Visions by Angel the brand, and it's on and.
All right. And thank you guys. And that was another episode of Tea with Teak.